All right, so we're looking at our inequalities vocab quiz. This is our corrections sheet. So make sure your name is at the top. It already should be since this was a graded assignment and you are just now going through and fixing it so that you can get 100 in the grade book. So number one, I want you, first of all, because we are talking about inequality signs and inequality symbols and stuff, I want you to, on the side over here, draw your inequality signs. So we've got over here, it's pointing to the smaller number because we always want to eat the bigger number. So we've got 1, and if I read this, I'd say 1 is less than 2. 2 is greater than 1. Eats the bigger number. Okay, it's pointing 1 is less than or equal to, because of that line, 2. 1 is less than or equal to 2. 2 is greater than or equal to 1. If I read from left to right, 1 is less than 2. 2 is greater than 1. 1 is less than or equal to 2. 2 is greater than or equal to 1. So, blank is an inequality sign, so we're looking at these 4 signs, that opens to the left. This is our left side, so it needs to open to the left. The bigger value is on the left. It doesn't say anything about equal to, so I know I'm looking at these top 2 answers. And this one opens to the left. So 2 is greater than 1, so the answer should be greater than. Number 2 is a letter or symbol that represents an unknown value. Okay, so we talked about this. This is when we have 3x equals 6. Our letter or symbol would be x, which is called the variable. I've talked about our independent and dependent variables at this point, and those are always represented usually by our x or our y, which is a letter or symbol that we don't know. Okay. Inequality sign, again, going back to these, opens to the right. The bigger value is on the right. Doesn't say anything about equal to, so I know that I'm looking at one of these 2. It opens to the right, so this one opens to the right, and 1 is less than 2. So I know I'm writing less than. A fixed value that does not appear with the variable. So the word fixed means doesn't change. And if we looked down at the bottom towards these different words, the word constant means it continues to stay the same. So constantly annoyed, constantly hungry, constantly tired. That means always, right? So fixed is the constant. When we're looking at an equation or an inequality, we might have x plus 6 equals 5. So the adding 6 is constant. It doesn't change. So that number that's added to the variable is our constant. All right. Number 5, a mathematical sentence that uses a greater than or less than sign. An equation, like up here, has an equal sign. An expression has no signs. An inequality, if you hadn't noticed by the title of our quiz, uses greater than or less than, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to signs. So an inequality is a mathematical sentence that uses a greater than or less than sign. Number 6. The number multiplied by the variable. It represents multiplication. In this case, we could see something like up here where I did 3x equals 6. We're talking about this number 3 that's in front of x. It's called the coefficient. The coefficient is what's in front of our variable. It means we're multiplying. All right, number 7 is an inequality symbol that opens to the right. So we need to go back up here. The value on the right may be bigger or equal to the value on the left. Okay, so I know I'm looking at these 2 down here. It opens to the right. Which one opens to the right? Well, this is my right side. So over here, it opens to the right. 1 is less than or equal to 2. So I'm going to write less than or equal to. And finally, number 8, an inequality symbol that opens to the left. The value on the left may be bigger or equal to the value on the right. Okay, so I know because it says or equal to, it has to have one of these with a line underneath it. And it needs to open to the left. This one opens to the left. So 2 is greater than or equal to 1. So the answer would be greater than or equal to. All right, you guys, make sure in another color of some sort to put corrected at the top of your page, so I know that this is not you just for some reason turning in your vocabulary quiz late, which it should never have gone home with you in the first place before being graded. And I look forward to you guys improving your grades. Bye, y'all.